been trying to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I had an entire weight loss update video all ready to go, and I hit the wrong button on the camera. I don't know what I was thinking. I wound up deleting it, and now I just have to basically start over if I want to redo that. So, for those of you that actually follow me and are interested in my weight loss update, we'll definitely have another one coming up next weekend as I get more time available. Everything today has been a rush, like a rush. Like I had worked on this one video that I just posted just a little bit ago, and that was simply a video about driving around Nome a little bit and talking about, the stuff that I saw, stuff that I learned. So if you're interested in that, you can definitely check out that video. My biggest thing today was to get out to the store and check out, what kind of vitamins I could get. And one of the people referred to me to a store here called the Natural Pantry. Now, the Natural Pantry is a little bit more expensive. It's definitely an uppy type store. But when I was in there, I was confronted with an entire aisle of just nonstop, just just items from all these different places, so many different sources. A lot of the ingredients on these items were just nonsense type items. This is basically the stuff that I started to come up with. These were my best two options that I found so far. I have not tried either one of these. I got magnesium glycinate, and that was for my leg cramps. I'm going to try this, and hopefully, because I got leg cramps again last night. That was annoying. So I was up around 1 or 2 in the morning having leg cramps, walking around. Then I went back to bed for a little while. I actually slept in for about a half hour, 45 minutes longer than I normally do. And then ever since then, I've been up, working on YouTube related stuff. So I was looking for a cleaner version of vitamin D3. I'm hoping that this will help. These are both budget items. And that was one thing I talked to the lady about in the store was budget items. I said, I try to promote, not necessarily the carnivore diet, just a healthy type of way of living, but on a budget, like realistic type stuff that you would do, without a whole lot of money. And so far, this product here seems to fit that match. There were a couple other products, but they had some type of oils in them I was trying to stay away from, like safflower oil and sunflower oil. But as I said before, even with trace amounts of sugar, I can bat an eyelash at some things. But what Costco did with their other product, really, it wasn't Costco in general, or maybe it was the Costco Kirkland brand, but they reformulated their product of magnesium. So now it contains all kind of like 3 different oils. I can't have that in my diet. So when I bought that bottle, like I bought a big giant bottle before I went up north, and I thought I'd be okay. And I started feeling like pretty weird, sluggish right off the bat. And I thought that was strange because even when I was eating nothing but hamburger meat, doing a meat-based diet, carnivore, 100% carnivore attempts, I was having a lot of freaking problems. And I was like, why am I feeling a little sluggish? I mean, it was just weird. It's kind of like the sluggish feeling I used to get when I would eat deep fried foods. I don't eat deep fried foods anymore, so I didn't want to feel that way, and I didn't like that feeling. I mean, I was still wide awake. I still had tons of energy, but I just felt bogged down. I don't like that bogged down feeling. And it just happens to be that product has a bunch of garbage in it now. And I was talking to a really, really intelligent lady at the Natural Pantry. She's the one, she knows everything about the vitamins, where they come from, the sources. She can find the information like lickety split. I didn't ask her what kind of food she was eating because this is a vegan type store. So a lot of the products would say, like, it would be a pretty good product, but one of the ingredients on one of the bottles, not here, but one of the bottles I was reading, one of the main ingredients on the bottle said vegan. The first word said vegan. Vegan is not an ingredient. And then when I looked at the price tag on the top of the bottle, it was like $20 to $30 more than all the other similar products out there just because it had the word vegan on the bottle. That was a little weird to me. And I was okay with that because, I mean, it's a vegan store for the most part. And then she took me around the corner to another aisle, which contained a lot of products from organ meats. They had a carnivore section. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. So I'm looking at a lot of these carnivore type products. Bovine, I believe, is one of the companies that was selling these products. You got protein powders, you got collagen type stuff, and they were really high priced. I couldn't justify, spending $70 or $80 on a tub of something that I might not like. I just can't justify that, even though I spent a bunch of money today. But I spent a bunch of money on meat. I mean, I bought a big giant, ribeye chunk, which I got right over here sitting in the sink, and I want to get that and cut that up in the ribeye steaks here pretty soon. But this was one of the products I found. I have not tried it yet. The product on it, the price on it is $24.19, which kind of fits in with a budget friendly, type situation. I hope it works. I hope it actually does something. It's got 180 capsules. I haven't even opened it yet. I might just open it and take a couple, or at least one, and see what I think of these things. I mean, I'm not going to know right away, but hopefully I'll find out by tonight when I go to bed. I hate these type of covers. They make them hard. Sometimes you can get them, but yeah, I usually wind up just peeling the paper off the top. Oh, hi. Yes. You're the one that's just trying to eat my ribeye steak over there. Little booger. Uh-huh. So this is what they look like. Pardon my hands, I'm a truck driver. That's what the capsules look like. I'll probably start out with just one of those. Then I need to bust into this bottle here. And so I was looking for vitamin E. That's pretty hard to find. A lot of the vitamin E sources are vegan sources that were in that store. I don't know if there is a vitamin E. That's a carnivore type source. I haven't really researched vitamin E that much, but somebody was also mentioning try vitamin E for your leg cramps. See if that works. Sometimes if you just screw these things off the top, they'll just come off. But man, what a pain. These little plastic wrappers. Save the world. Let's not have a lot of plastics, and let's put a whole bunch of extra plastic on everything. And just say we're saving the world and complain about some other foreign country making bad choices. Okay, these are kind of cool. So these look similar to the Costco brand. Come here. Come here, you. These are the little D3 capsules that come in this bottle here. This is made by Healthy Origins. I don't know a whole lot about the company. I was kind of in a rush trying to get in there and get out. But this lady, man, she was awesome. I mean, I looked at her, I was like, why aren't you a pharmacist? You should be a pharmacist. You know that much information about stuff like this. You would do extremely well as a pharmacist or a pharmacist technician. Because that's just where she lied. It was like, man, you're great at this stuff. You're great at explaining. You're personable. I understand you. I explained my situation as doing the carnivore diet in a vegan store, which kind of scared me a little bit because I didn't know how she was going to react. But she was really polite about everything. I bought my wife a new cell phone, which is similar to the one that I'm using right now, so that'll make her happy. I spent a lot of money today, probably too much. I added I used this in the past, Himalayan salt. It's got the ceramic grinder on top, so you don't get all them plastic little bits in your food. Hello, buddy. So that was another item that I purchased. Oh, the vitamin E, by the way, that was $9.99. So both budget options. The salt wasn't very expensive. Now they had a deal on Chomps today. Normally Chomps are a bit more expensive up here. So when I was at Costco Business Center, I snagged up 3 bags of Chomps. Now that's my go-to. Whenever I feel a craving or I feel a snack, I'll just break out one of these and I'll just snack on one of these, and then that craving pretty much just goes away. And my wife says she likes these more than the Chomps. I mean, it's nice to have the two side by side. I like having these once in a while, and I like having these. Sometimes I'll eat both. But it's just nice having the option to have a slightly different spice and a slightly different flavor in a very clean beef snack. And that helps me a lot, especially when I have cravings for stuff that I really shouldn't be getting into, like pizza. Then I bought this little booger. I was not really needing this. This is just one of those things because it matches my shirt. I mean, that's why I got it. So, it could be an earring. I guess I do have a pierced ear, so I could just hang this right here. But this looked like a very ergonomic, way to either flip my burgers if I'm making burgers, because it'll slide right under. It's nice and thin and it's kind of bendy. I'll see how long it lasts. I think the price on it was about either $8 or $9. It wasn't that bad. It's a natural pantry item. A lot of their products are way overpriced, but they do sell a lot of great stuff over there. I like the store, and now that I talked to that one nice lady there, I will be returning back there, not for her, but for the fact that she was so informative. She made me feel wholesome, even though I'm doing a carnivore type lifestyle. But we had this discussion back and forth about, the comparisons between the carnivore diet and the vegan diet, and we both agreed. It was like, yeah, the biggest thing is get rid of the overly processed foods, and even the vegans get rid of a lot of the seed oils. There are some seed oils that they will bat an eyelash at, like I will, not worry about some trace amounts here and there. But when a product's first ingredient is like soybean oil, for instance, I'm gonna run the other way. I mean, it just makes no sense to eat that garbage. But this, yeah, I want to use this. My cats are being cats. I need to pay attention to you guys, because you guys have been commenting quite a bit here. Is this live? Yes, it is. Call me Thong. Husharong. Let's see. Or is this a rerun? I think I seen this one. Nope, you haven't seen this one. How did you get past the blood sugar crashes while fasting? That took some time. Blood sugar crashes tend to happen, and a lot of it, I think I negotiated a lot of it just with a lot of prayer, a lot of patience, and electrolytes. So when I started feeling a blood sugar crash come on, I would actually start drinking some more electrolytes. That helped a little bit, I think. Some of this was obviously all in my head, but like I said, a lot of it takes prayer and just patience with yourself just to get through it. And there were some bad times, throughout my weight loss journey, whereas, at 435 pounds and I'm flying down all of a sudden, losing 100 pounds. I mean, the first 100 pounds came off pretty fast. I think I lost 100 pounds in 15 weeks. And a lot of that was water weight. When you're morbidly obese, man, you're packing gallons upon gallons upon gallons of water. It's hiding everywhere. It's up here in your skull. Your head gets smaller. Your hands, they get smaller. Your legs. And my cats are just, it's all needy. I'm touching your bum. Yeah. Tell everybody. Oh, shit. Oh, she almost got me. I love you. You're my favorite kitty. Well, I got 4 favorite kitties. Let's see. You love New York, right on there. Hello, Big Man Alaska, and the chat. Don't do me. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Let's see. President XI, I'm currently fighting right now. In your honest opinion, has Christianity and Catholicism helped you? Christianity, I mean, that's just where I've always fallen, is right there within Christianity and Christian guidelines. I've always believed in Jesus. I've always believed in God. Early on, like when I was 5 years old, I recognized who Jesus was without anybody telling me. Nobody forced Jesus or God on me, or the Bible or any of the preachings on me. I grew up under my own free will to find my own path. And I did. I went out on a many-year spiritual journey all across the United States. I visited every single denomination of church I could find, Mormons, Jehovah's, everybody. I mean, I tried to, just check them out, see what they're about. Some of them freaked me out. Some of the Protestant churches freaked me out. There was one church in like Alabama. I think they locked the door, and I climbed out a window because it got crazy in there. Like people were just talking in weird tongues. I guess that's the thing. They were just blah, 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 and I was like, that is not like normal. Okay, you guys have your space and your time over here, and I'm gonna go out the window and do my thing. But yeah, we're talking about weight loss. Anyways, I am doing great there, Madness Hook. Let's see, on Meatball Grave. I love that you heard it, because I don't know what that means. Meatball Grave. Huh. All right, we got a lot of stuff going on in here. These threads are getting incredibly busy lately. The live stream me and my wife did last night was really, really busy. And I had a hard time I was so thankful my wife was involved in that stream, because she was like on the comments, and she can read a little bit better. She's got a little bit better eyesight than me. Let's see, it's a real problem here. You guys are, yeah, Dawn Schroger. Hey, Dawn, I appreciate you guys jumping in there. Dawn, wow, let's do, where did that go? That's not what I want to do. What is going on here? All right, Ta-da! There you go. All right, there you go, Dawn. You've been around for a very long time, and I appreciate you, Dawn, every time you come by. Lisa Blessed Life, even better. Hey, I mean, not even better, but just that's awesome. I'm glad you're here. I'm not trying to say anybody's better than anybody else. I just love it when I see familiar names in the comment section. Sunshine Alaska, thank you for giving me your advice about going to Natural Pantry. That's what I did today. I don't know if you caught that part. I got a couple, new vitamins here. I never did come up with a good source of vitamin E. There was a gentleman that just sent me an email a little bit ago. He gave me some links on Amazon that I can check out later because this stuff is just temporary stuff until I figure out what's going to work best for me. A lot of it has to do with what the ingredients are. So, like I said, it's a vegan store. So we're talking about the magnesium glycinate. So I had to just bat an eyelash at some of the stuff that's in here. But the ingredient list is super short, which it should be on anything. We got vegetable cellulose capsule. Okay, that's kind of on the vegan spectrum there. So that's good for them because they don't want a meat-based type gel capsule. That would bother them. So I understand why they have a vegetable-based capsule. That makes total sense to me. Magnesium stearate, cellulose, and silica. There you go. That's it. So a little bit of sand, a little bit of fiber from who knows where. It could be sawdust. But the magnesium is really what I'm looking for. And hopefully this is a good, healthy option for me because there's not a lot of oils in there like the other ones. Like they have with soybean oil, vegetable oil. What kind of nonsense is that? And then the D3 supplements that I got. Healthy Origin. Oh, who's this one made by? I need to looks like Zoo, but ZHOU. That's the brand I got. ZHOU. Oh, you auto focused nicely. Thank you. That's my new camera in action, guys. Yeah, Healthy Origins is this brand. Supports bone health and immune function. 180 soft gel capsules for $9.99. That's in my price range for what I want to hopefully share with people. So if these products work well, I'll definitely talk about it again. Let's see. So ingredients on this: cold pressed olive oil. So I was like, oh, she's like, what kind of oil? Because most all of these have some type of oil in it. And I was like, all right, we can do the olive oil. I can try that because I can use olive oil when I cook my food. I just learned not to sear steaks with olive oil. But olive oil has not created me a problem at this point. Let's see, kosher gelatin. Yeah, glycerin, vegetarian, purified water. That's it. That's pretty much it. So, yeah, we're good to go on that product. And of course, the Himalayan pink salt is just a winner, especially for just grind the heck out of it on top of steak. Cook that steak, let it sear nice and good. Okay, let's go this way. You guys have been sitting still with me for too long. So this is what I got going on here. Let's see, awesome choices on the supplement. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. So this is what I got going on in the sink. I always got a big chunk of meat hanging out in my sink. Now check that out. So this was what I was told to buy. That price there is $209.14, and I like the price per pound here. So we got $11.19 per pound. That is almost $10 cheaper than what I was paying in Nome. Plus this is a big giant chunk of meat, and I can just hack this up into multiple steaks, about an inch and a half wide, and I'm saving money hand over fist. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This part here is 5 days worth of food for me. So that means I have over to here, that's about 10 days worth of food. I mean, and that's with a 1 meal a day type plan, eating 3 eggs. And I'm super excited to get into that and start hacking it up. So I'll probably do that probably on this live stream because what else do I have to do? Something else I was thinking about was that when you do the carnivore diet, you have a lot less trash. You have a lot less dishes because you're not constantly eating everything under the sun. Because when you sit there and you have a bowl of cereal, I'm still hungry after I eat a bowl of cereal. I know everybody else says, oh, well, I'm not hungry. And then, yeah, I'm pretty sure if I hung around your house after you ate a bowl of cereal, you would be getting into something else, most likely in the next 2 to 3 hours, because it didn't fill your gut. It didn't make you satiated. Now, when I eat a ribeye steak with 3 eggs on top, and then I have a couple reindeer sausage added into that mix, I'm good for the next 24 hours. I don't have to eat again. I mean, if I have to snack, I'll eat something like this, or I'll eat a chomp, maybe cook some more eggs, and that's perfect. I mean, really, you don't need all that extra food. You don't need all that extra snacking. It's crazy the amount of snacking I used to do, and I fell for all the traps. I fell for all the advertising traps. The bright color, the bright packaging. Oh, if it's green, it should be healthy. Because theoretically, if it's red, it should be bad for you. But this stuff's good. This is super good stuff. I mean, I love these things. Now, I know some people that said they can just eat a whole bag of these. I can't. I don't think I can just sit there and eat a whole bag of chomps. But I have packed these to work. I've had 5 or 6 in a day while at work at times. And I don't really pack them to work anymore because I don't require snacks. And if I have snacks in the truck, and I'm like any normal truck driver in the country or in the world, if you have snacks in your truck, what are you going to do? You're going to eat them out of boredom and just to give your mouth something to do. And that's kind of why a lot of people were avid smokers back in the day. It's because we were so unhealthy and out of shape because we were eating all the wrong foods. We were driving around tired all the time, half the truck drivers. So whenever there's a fatality in a big truck, DOT just automatically checks a box and says it was a heart attack. Because truck drivers are typically the most unhealthy people in our country. They go through these truck stops that just have these like little quickie boxes that are just full of deep fried food. And that's what a lot of the truck drivers, including myself, used to purchase all the time. Now, I am happy to hear that there's a lot more truck drivers out there now that are making a good faith effort to take care of their health, either with the carnivore diet or going more vegetable. I don't care. Whatever you thrive at, go for it. Be healthy. The carnivore diet works for me. That lady at Natural Pantry was so happy for me. She's like, you figured it out for yourself. That's what you need to do. Doesn't matter if you're vegan, you're carnivore. Doesn't matter if you're pure keto, if you're pure, I don't want carbs ever in my life. That's good. As long as you're happy and thriving that way and you're not deficient in any weird departments. You got to keep it up. Kareb. But I got to say, when I've been to us once, and then the portions are great. Okay, same for me with oatmeal. Seems to make everyone else full. But I am hungry in an hour. Eggs can last. Now, if I was going to add something like oatmeal, which I wouldn't do, by the way, because oats are they're not good for you. But if I was going to be somebody that thought oatmeal was good, I would definitely add 6 eggs to the mix. And then a lot less oatmeal. So a handful of oatmeal, to 6 eggs. What's wrong with that? There's really nothing wrong with that. But the oats by themselves, they just spike our blood sugar. And if you're looking to lose weight, then they're not a really good option. Let's see what I got in the basket. I don't think I have. Okay. So something else that I like to talk about is fruit in general. Okay, fruit, as we all know, is not the devil. It's not out there to hurt us. But if we're on a weight loss journey for morbidly obese, trying to get healthier, stay in ketosis longer, and actually burn some fat off our body, this is something I would avoid because it spikes the blood sugar and it spikes it fast, and it makes it jump way up. I would take a beef stick over something like this, even though this is considered a healthy option. Same thing with a banana. Avocados are pretty much in the middle. Some people have problems with the avocado, especially if the avocado is not ripe. Now, a not ripe avocado it's got so many oxalates in there, it could potentially kill a person. So make sure your avocados are ripe if that's what you're going to do. But that's the problem with the vegan diet all by itself, is that there was a lot of stuff that wasn't explained. It's kind of has the same problems as the carnivore diet does too, because it takes a lot of explanation, a lot of practice, trial and error. You got to do this for a little while and okay, this doesn't feel right. So then you got to change it up, maybe try that. And that's what the communities are about. The vegan community does the same thing the carnivore community does. We just try to help each other out to get over these specific hurdles to reach a specific goal. Sometimes that specific goal is weight loss. Sometimes that specific goal is less joint pain, less arthritis, less dry skin. There's so many different things. For me, when I started, it was like get rid of the sleep apnea as fast as possible. That required me thinning my neck down because I had this big giant neck. I mean, there was no definition in my neck before, and now I can almost see my Adam's apple again if it wasn't for all this fur in the way. But I do drink coffee, and I cut it out for a while, but I might be cutting it out again because I want to see, because coffee can create leg cramping as well. So I want to cut that out for a period of time and see what happens there. Because I wasn't focused on the leg cramps the first time I dropped the coffee out of my diet. Now, the coffee beans themselves can get a little bit of mold. They can get a little bit of stuff in there, get ground up in your coffee, and it can create a problem for some people. I'm going to have to let these kitties out. But yes, absolutely. A fridge too far. That's an interesting name. A fridge too far. I like that one. I live in myself to 112 pack a day of Pepsi. Wow, that's too much, man. So here was an honest problem I had is after a while, I was so sugar addicted. I was so soda addicted. I was driving around because Mountain Dew, we kind of associated that with an energy drink back in my day. But I'm old enough to have gone from the natural sugar transition over to the high fructose transition. We didn't like the taste of high fructose when it came out on the market like that. Everybody thought it was way too sweet. They thought the soda was disgusting. We wanted them to go back to regular sugar. A lot of people threw a fit, but the big companies would not go back to regular sugar because the cost of putting sugar in their soda hurts their profit margins. That's all they care about. They don't care about you as a person. They don't care that they're poisoning you. They just care about their investors. And if their investors are making money, they don't care either. They just want to sell you crap because you're just going to continue to buy it like a blind zombie. You hear about the zombie apocalypse. It's already going on, guys. You got people walking around that have no clue what they're doing. They think they're doing it right. And they think, a little bit's not going to hurt them. And that's the problem. It's not a little bit because there's so much high fructose in everything that they're not even paying attention to. So they're having like a bottle that's full of high fructose corn syrup, and it's got a little bit of ingredient on top, and that's called a soda. They're drinking that one after the other, and then if they're an alcoholic and they're mixing their drinks with the same stuff, they're getting even more and even more. And then they have a salad thinking they're eating healthy, and then they put on this salad dressing, which the salad dressing is the majority high fructose corn syrup in there. Or if they're at a barbecue, they're using barbecue sauce that's full of high fructose corn syrup. It just keeps stacking that level of super sugar up, and our bodies don't know what to do with it. Eventually our pancreas, our kidneys, our liver, our lungs are all affected by it. Sugar makes a lot of that phlegmy crap. When everybody was going through COVID, and I went through COVID too. My family did. Almost killed my daughter. We all had it here in the house, everyone except for my son. I don't know, he's like superhuman. My cat's gonna knock my camera over. But so everybody was really phlegmy, and people were basically suffocating themselves to death, in their own phlegm. Well, if you reduce the amount of sugar intake you have, the amount of seed oils you intake, your chances of surviving illnesses like COVID go up. I mean, you really improve your survival rates if you should get something like COVID, and it's going around again. I see people out even at the store. They were all masked up. Not everybody, but there was quite a few. Some of them even had rubber gloves on because they were afraid to touch stuff. I mean, they're still spooked out by, the whole COVID-19 thing. And this person, judging by the groceries they had, they looked like they were, doing the vegan diet. Very thin, very frail looking. Didn't look like they had an ounce of muscle on their body, but it just is what it is. I mean, I can't help everybody out there. Let's see, I just got here, but how often do you shop and do you freeze the meat or just keep it in the fridge? Alan Austin asked that question there. So lately I typically shop about once a week. So everything here that I got today, I got the chomps, I've got these for snacks, And then I got that big chunk of meat sitting over there, a ribeye. I'm just going to slice those up. That should last me about 2 weeks. I mean, I don't have to go shopping. I only eat one meal a day. You know, besides maybe this when I'm home. I don't eat breakfast. This is really good, by the way. It's super clean. Chomps is one of the best out there. Think Jerky is just another great company that's selling super clean beef snacks. You don't have a lot of crap in there. Yeah, good stuff. Something got removed. What happened there? All right, same for me, oatmeal. All right, you guys are like super busy in the comment section. Now you're like, nope, we're not talking to you anymore. Okay, fine. That means I'm going to get messy. I'm going to start messing around with this big chunk of ribeye over here because why not? I'm hungry. I want to make this. I want to cook this up sometime soon. These things have bones in them. Oh. All right, come here. I'm kicking you out. Come here. Hold on. You guys got to see who's doing what. So there's my cat, Taz. This is the one that's making all the racket. Get out. Bye. Sorry, buddy. I don't want you out. And that is my buddy, Gray Bear. Gray Bear is awesome. And there's my dog, Sadie. But, so I got this big, huge piece of meat. I got to find my fillet knife. And I've been gone for like 3.5 weeks. I don't know where anything's at here. I wonder if I do that. Oh, they finally fixed it. So this little button here I pressed to move the camera back and forth before I had to press it twice. They finally fixed it. Thank you, YouTube. You finally did something that I appreciate. I have a fillet knife somewhere specifically for cutting steak. And I don't know where it is. My goodness. I don't know what's back there. Hey, you guys, look back here. Can you see anything? Is there a fillet knife back there somewhere? I'm probably moving the camera too fast. I don't know. There's so much stuff on my counter. I just want to start throwing stuff. I don't know why we have so much stuff. Ah! Little black kitty almost got squished. What do I have in here? This is great. Yeah, where's my stuff? I feel like I moved out of state and just came back. Like I'm the evil stepdad or something. My son bought a pizza slicer. How do I... Okay. Good news is I have my fillet knife from when I was up in Nome. That'll work, but it's not as long as the other one. The other one was like super long, so this one will work. But it's not... I don't have the control that I'm looking for. I'm going to have to set you down and start like moving stuff around and stuff and seeing what the heck. Huh. What in the world is this? Look out. Where is... I don't know. This shouldn't be on top of the air fryer. Alright. Boogity boogity. Come on. This is ridiculous. Nope. Really? Great. Oops. I don't know what that was. I have an Ulu. I have a couple pairs of scissors here. Some coffee. I don't know what happened to my fillet knife. I just bought the thing and I bought it specifically for cutting meat. But I got a little bit of nothing here. A cutting board. Now somebody was nice enough and told me that if you take like a wet wash rag, because I like to set my meat up here, so if I take a wet wash rag and set it down somewhere in here, the cutting board will just stay still and won't do this. That's not wet. But I'm going to try this real quick. No, that's going to slide. Get that wet. Try that. I'm going to try this out. Guys, we're going to do something new. I've never tried this before. Somebody said it works. I'm going to believe that person, because so far the advice I get, on this channel around either the carnivore diet or how to cook things or how to do something without being a dum-dum seems to work pretty well. So, oh, look at that. I mean, it wiggles a little bit, but you really have to push. Oh, that is ingenious. Whoever did that, thank you. Whoever told me that, you're awesome. See what I mean? People help me all the time, and I'm just a bumbling boob when it comes to cooking. And I still can't. What is all this stuff? Why is all this stuff here? Huh? Are you up there for some reason? Oh, that's so nice. I have. How do you lose the sharpest knife in the house? Unless it went outside and went in someone's tackle box. This is like a scavenger hunt. I mean, I've been up in Nome for the last 3 weeks. I come home, and this is why I get upset when people touch my workspace at all, because I'm the kind of guy that if I take a motor apart and I leave a nut or bolt, in a spot, I remember that specific spot where that nut and bolt is. And then if somebody comes over and just moves that nut 2 inches, that throws the whole plan out of whack for me. I'm one of those guys. Huh. We got to really start going through this place and start just tossing stuff. I'm not okay with this. I should be able to find. Oh, there's one. Oh, what the heck? Okay, I found it. Maybe I put it there and I just forgot, which is because where it was. That's why I'm saying that. I probably forgot where I put it. So hey, I bought this a while back. I was having tooth problems, so I bought some cacao powder. I heard on the internet, just, how you hear stuff on the internet, if you do this or that, it helps this or that. Well, the turmeric thing where people were brushing their teeth with turmeric, that is stupid. That does not work. That just makes everything yellow. That ruins your toothbrush. But cacao, that is somewhat helpful. So I was brushing my teeth, a little bit of toothpaste, and I dabbed my toothpaste in the cacao, and then I brushed my teeth, and it was actually helping. And then when I started the carnivore diet, my teeth, the cavities, and my sensitivity all went away. The more strict I got with the carnivore diet. Now the meat-based diet worked really well, but once I got into getting really serious about carnivore and just being like, all right, I'm just going to eat ribeyes now, because the math is good here. So I can get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I can get approximately 16 steaks out of this one piece of meat. That's $209. 16 steaks. Okay, when I was in Nome, I was spending about $25 a day, which is great for Nome prices, by the way, on the carnivore diet. And I was eating 1 ribeye steak per day. So if I could get 16 steaks out of this, I'd be saving a lot of money compared to when I was up in Nome. That makes me really not want to move to Nome now, because this is so, I got a cat. Hey, you want to go out? I'm going to let you out. You're one of the pains. This one always comes back. I never have to go looking for her. Get out. Go. Bye-bye. I hope she comes back. I had one cat disappear, but I think that cat hopped in the back of a car in the summertime, and it just disappeared. So, big chunk of frickin' meat over here. Let me see the comments here real quick. Needs to be wet. Yes. Oh, it sticks like glue right now. It doesn't move at all. How long have you been carnivore, and how much weight did you lose? So I lost about the first 100 pounds in my weight loss journey. A lot of that was with fasting, a little bit of keto practice. That was the first 100 pounds. Most of that was water weight coming off the body. Things started slowing down a little bit after the first 100 pounds came off. So I lost a little bit more weight. And then I didn't know what to do after that, because I was like, I need to do something sustainable to maintain the weight loss. And a meat-based diet of 90-10, 90% meats and fats, 10%, I don't care what else you eat in the kitchen, worked. That worked really well for maintenance. I wasn't gaining weight, because I had people predicting, cats. But I had people predicting that I was going to balloon up, like I was going to gain back the weight plus, 100 pounds more. So I was kind of like bent on like I'm not going to do that. I mean, this is kind of fun. I'm creating content around it. I'm just explaining what happens is all I do. Is I eat a certain way, I do a certain fast. I come back the following weekend, I talk about approximately how much weight I lost, and then I talk about okay, what I did to get this to happen, and I just be honest. Because none of this works for anybody else if I don't tell the truth. And that's where a lot of these health coaches they leave out little important topics that really got them to where they were, or they just got so far along they just forgot about who they used to be or where they came from. Let's see. Jesus saved, try 10K steps, daily routine. I would love to, but I really don't have the energy for doing that. Hey, how you doing, William? Nice to see you. Roman, for whoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. God is real fit. God is what got me here right now. Everything that's happened right now is either a miracle or just plain miraculous. Like I said, the whole weight loss journey started with a prayer. Everything that's happened ever since this weight loss journey has started has been just wow. So many coincidences have happened since I started the weight loss journey. This cannot be just a coincidence type situation. Because I talked about, the cognitive abilities, of the carnivore diet that gives you, the ability to speak. I couldn't say a complete sentence for a long time. And then all of a sudden I was like in the money again. I was like, man, I'm making money like I was in my 30s. And I was like, wow, I'm 50 years old. I feel like I'm 30 years old. My feet are starting to heal up in a way because as you lose that weight from 400 pounds down to where I'm at now, which is about 267 pounds, as you lose that weight, your feet, your legs, your ankles, your knees, your neck, your back, everything is going through a readjustment process. And sometimes that's a little bit painful, similar to a growing pain experience. And this is just stuff that I'm figuring out as I go. I'll just talk about it. This is what happened to me. It's experience based. I don't tell people what to do. You can do whatever you want. I mean, but we have a lot in common if you're trying to get healthy, even if you're not doing a meat-based diet. There's a lot of very, very close similarities. All diets have some sort of deficiency issue. Like vegan diet has a deficiency issue of B12. They got to source their B12, and if they're trying not to get it from animal products, yeah, good luck. You're getting something weird, something you probably shouldn't be putting in your body. But they seem to have figured that out. Carnivores, we have, deficiency sometimes with electrolytes, sometimes omega-3 deficiency if we're not eating a lot of fish. So, I mean, you can get the nutrients you need if you have organ meats, the certain kind of different types of meats, like sardines, for instance, has a lot of different vitamins and minerals in it. Super healthy, but not everybody wants to eat a sardine, even though I found out that they're not all the same. I've had like 12 different variations of sardines that come in packages that's available here in the Anchorage area. Some sardines are big. Now, some sardines are small and slimy. Other sardines are just plain gross. It's just finding the sardines that are right for you, and you try to get them into your diet. This brand here, we bought at Costco a while back. And I also got the smoked oysters come out. Let's see, who is this? Who makes this? Seasons brand. So this is the brand that I bought at Costco. It comes in like a 6-pack. It's super affordable. You just eat one of these a day, and you're like off like a rocket into ketosis. If you're not in ketosis, it kind of kickstarts you like right away. You're in there. You're in the zone. You're starting to lose weight. Let's see what's going on here now. Try 10K steps. Is it okay if your uncle touches you? There's something wrong with you people. Like, why? Why do you have interest in stuff like that? That makes no sense. Did that even work? I don't think that even worked. Yeah, okay, whatever. I don't know. Lisa, if you're still there, you can remove that one. That's just strange. Why do people say stuff like that? That makes me wonder about this society. That is obviously a person that has a problem with eating sugar and overly processed foods. That's kind of how I just dial those people in. Yep, now you guys get to watch me cut myself on camera. Got to build the suspense. Okay. My towel. Clean that off. So I think I found this knife here. This is a Kershaw brand fillet knife. And I bought this just for doing steaks. That was really the only reason. And if I should, because the length, I have a lot of length. I can get through the whole piece of meat. And I should be able to cut through the meat pretty reliably. Oh yeah. Oh, look at how that cuts. That cuts so nice. Oh, this is a super fatty piece of meat. And we're gonna go run it all the way down. Oh, that cuts beautifully. I love this knife. I'm gonna go find some gloves. I got some gloves over here. I don't have to get my hands all mucky. And that way I can just pop the gloves off. There's one. I think I got two out of that whack. So that way I can just pop the gloves off and I don't have to get like overly gross. Because I do have to touch my camera from time to time. And if I need to, I can just take it off and put a new one on. Whew. I have freakishly large hands. But they're not extra large hands, which is the problem. They're large, but they're not like super extra large. There we go. But yeah, we're gonna cut into this ribeye and see what I can get out of it. I've never gotten a piece of meat like this, you know, the ribeye piece of meat. So I don't even know if there's bones in it. I know it's got a lot of fat, but I don't know what else is in there. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so cutting board set up. Got a nice wet towel under there. My cutting board from sliding. Whoever thought of that was a genius. I should get some Ziploc bags out because I'm going to be packaging a lot of these steaks. And hopefully I get a bunch out of this. So I got to get the Ziploc bags ready. Just stage them over there. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see how many steaks come out of here because the average steak that I had, you know what I forgot to buy today? I've been meaning to do this. I meant to do this as soon as I got home. Was a food scale. I've been wanting a food scale so when I can weigh out, you know, how big my steaks are, and I can have a pretty good idea because explanation of how this all works and how much meat I'm eating is pretty crucial to helping people understand what I'm doing here and how it all works. And since I've started the BBBE, you know, beef, bacon, butter, and eggs, that's basically all I eat, is the weight's been dropping off. I mean, my wife figured it out last night. It's a little over 5 pounds in a week. Every week. The weight's just coming off. The fat's coming off my body. That is amazing. So, I'm just happy. I'm happy with all of that. Okay, that should be enough bags for right now. Now the messy part. I gotta start manhandling this. I can move this out of the way a little bit. All right. Man, look at all that fat on there. That is beautiful. What an awesome piece of meat. Now I know why people... Wow, this thing is huge. Look at the size of that thing. Holy moly. Now I already know this is going to be a problem. Okay, this isn't... I need a bigger cutting board. Oh, that is a big chunk there. All right, I'm going to have to kind of rest you there. I'm going to need a towel. I'm going to have to get a towel, yucky. I'm just going to use this one for now. I'll have to get another towel out in a little bit. All right, I need to figure out about how thick I want this. This first one is always going to be weird. Let's see how this cuts. Okay, that's not too bad. All right, there's the first one. That looks pretty decent. Now it's going to be weird, of course, so I'll probably cook this one up pretty soon. I can let that one hang out in there, and then I can just start working on the rest. I am not a professional butcher. You can probably tell that already, but having a good sharp knife is really important here. All right, there's the second one. Yeah, this is going to be fun. So far, it seems there's like nothing in here. It's just a big giant piece of meat. So this is perfect. Yeah, look at that steak there. Now the ribeye steak, it's really hard to fake a ribeye steak. I know some people try to, because it's got this big long layer of fat, and then it has this like little, little steak here in the middle. And that's why I can tell pretty easily when I'm eating a steak. I mean, that's legit there. Toss them guys in there. But yeah, I'm not upset with this purchase. $200 right there. So up in Nome, those 4 steaks I have already cut would have been approximately pretty close to $100. This one's a pretty heavy. That's a pretty fat chunk of steak there. That's going to be a good one. So this would be anywhere from anywhere between $16 and $20 steak in Nome. Yes, this is a great idea. Oh my goodness. This is way funner than messing with that that top loin that I had before. Look at the size of that piece of fat there. And then I cook it on a ripping hot skillet. And this is like the cleanest way of processing meat I've found so far. All right, that little, wet wash rag underneath here, that thing is so nice. I've got so much control now over what I'm trying to do. But what I want to do is get down to the bottom here, get all these cut up, and then find out exactly how many decent sized steaks I have, and then kind of do the rough math. Because if I were to go to a restaurant and order these same steaks, yeah, I'd be spending a lot of money. This is so much cheaper. This is definitely the way to do it. Look at that fat. Wow. That is amazing fat content there. I love this. This is way fun. Now I got meat stacked all over my kitchen sink. So I did a video a while back because I was like rinsing off some of the yucky stuff that was on my chicken. I was doing chicken wings. And chicken wings don't really work well for me on the carnivore diet, even though they're a carnivore type food. My weight loss stalled while eating chicken wings. I mean, they're delicious. I got a really great deal. That's why we had so many of them. Ta-da. That's beautiful. Yes. I like that. Start getting these in the packages. There, we got one. I can fit about 2 reasonably, which is great. Actually, I'll just keep cutting these off and then I'll start putting them in the package. Hopefully I'm getting them a pretty decent thickness. But you can get a lot of steaks out of this $200 piece of ribeye. This is awesome. Yeah, whoever told me to go out and get this was a genius. And when I was in Nome, somebody was telling me it was called something else. I don't remember what they said, like prime rib or something. I don't know what he said. But he had a different name for it. He said he was really into meat. I mean, it seemed like he knew what he was talking about, so I can't doubt him. But this said on it like ribeye. That made it super healthy, super easy for me to figure out what piece of meat I wanted to get. Like, look at that. Ooh, I love it. All right. So I'm able to fit 2 in a bag. These are 1 gallon Ziploc bags. And guys, if these get a little freezer burnt, don't worry about it. It doesn't affect the meat. I live in Alaska. Things get freezer burnt all the time. You just take it, you put it under water, you like rinse the freezer burn off, and you cook it and eat it. And it tastes good. Trust me. I've been doing it for years. It's just fine. Yes, buying this extra large fillet knife for this was an awesome idea too. Because this thing just cuts right through it. And I'm not hacking it up and destroying it. Because that bothers me when I make it all horrible. Let me get you guys a different camera angle. We're going to swoop you over here to the other side. So you can kind of see what I got going on that side there. That'll work. Okay. And I'm not being super picky about the thickness. Doesn't really matter to me, as long as I'm actually getting a decent amount of steak in me every single night. Oh, there's a little hard part right there. There we go. So I think these are frozen not too long ago. Yeah, I got a little carried away, so I got a piece there for my dog. Hey, here's your piece of meat. Yum. Yeah. I think I'm going to run out of plastic bags pretty quick because I can only fit 2 in a bag. I mean, I could fit 3 if I wanted to, but once they're frozen, they're going to be extremely hard to separate. And I don't want that to be a problem later on. Ah! There's a way to screw something up. I can do it on camera. I know how to do this. Mess things up all the time. Alright, now I'm going to trim this piece off the end just to square this up a little bit. Make myself sound somewhat professional, but I'm not. Here, dog. You love your little treats. Okay. I'm just squaring this piece up right here. There we go. Cut this up, and I'm going to give my dog some snacks out of this. This is a very thin piece. Come on. There you go. Another one. Another one. This is good for you stuff too. Yeah. There you go. Okay, my dog got her treats. Let's see here. Wow, this is going to be... I'm at a little bit of a taper here, so I got the meat coming out this way a little bit. So I got to kind of figure this out a little bit better. Boom. Just like that. Yeah, it kind of feels frozen when I'm cutting it through it. It feels a little cold in the middle. I should be able to get a couple more, maybe 3 more out of what I have here. I have a lot of steaks here. This is going to be an awesome week for me. So, okay, this one's going to be a little odd. Super sharp knife helps a lot with this part right here. I got to be careful. Okay, these last two steaks are a little on the weak side. They're very thin. I am not complaining because I have a lot of steak here and I can start cooking some really soon. I haven't eaten very much since I've been home from Nome. I've had some a little bit of hamburger here and there, some eggs. That's about it. Oh, that'll work. Almost get 3 in that bag. I think I'm going to stick with 2 per bag. That seems fine. I want the fat end down because they fit in the bag a little better that way. And then this side, the fat end hanging up. I'm out of bags. Let's see, I need 1. There's 1 bag right there. Pair this one up here. Actually, no, I'll keep this one out. There's another bag. And then this one here can be cooked up with that one shortly. Oh no, I need 1, 2. Need about 3 more bags. And then I can start cooking some of this, like real quick. I'm surprised my battery hasn't died on my phone yet. I should have thought about this process before. Okay, got 3 bags. All right, fat side down. And fat side up. Wow, that one steak there just looks so amazing. This one here, so between these 2 right here, these are like my 2 favorite looking ones that I've cut. I mean, I'm kind of proud of myself because I've never cut my own steaks before. This is the first time I've ever been able to go out and afford a giant piece of meat like this and do this. Now, my carnivore math wasn't that great when I first got everything going because I thought this was totally unaffordable. This is actually affordable. This is the way to do it. If you can come up with $200 in one lump, you know, this is the way to do it. So those 2 are getting cooked. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So I got 15 steaks. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I got 15 steaks total out of, let me get this picked up, out of a $209 chunk of meat. So 15 steaks divided by $209. Can anybody do that for me real quick? I think that's a great deal. They're not perfect, they're not symmetrical in any way whatsoever, but it's just, it seems like it makes so much more sense to do it this way. I don't know why anybody would want to do this any other way, you know, because, you know, I know I was buying them 3 at a time, so about anywhere between $50 to $60 I was getting 3 decent sized steaks. And that's not bad, you know, for being all the way up in Nome, Alaska. Alright, get the air squished out of there. I'm gonna have to get some of these put away before I can start actually cooking. Man, yeah, this pile of steaks over here look good. They look really good. And yes, some of these are gonna get freezer burnt because I can't eat them all at the same time. And I don't need to waste the time to vacuum seal them all. So when they get a little freezer burnt, I'm just gonna take them out. I'm gonna come over here and rinse off the little bit of freezer burntness. Then I'm gonna, you know, let them thaw out, slap some salt on them. Boom, there you go. But yeah, I'm just praying that I can get my family hooked on this type of lifestyle. That way they can stop feeling so horrible all the time. And you don't even have to eat 100% just meat all the time. I'm just doing this for, you know, the remainder of the 90 days. And then I'm going to see where I fall at that point. So one of two things is going to happen. And I know this for a fact. I'm either going to go back to my 90-10 eating principle, where 90% meats and fats, 10% I love my life. Or I'm going to continue down ribeye lane, which is very much, this is enjoyable stuff. I mean, I really like the ribeyes. And guys, seriously, if this is what all you're eating for the day, you know, one ribeye steak. You're not buying all the extra crap. You know, you're not buying all the sides. You're not dirtying a bunch of dishes. You're just making a ribeye steak. Maybe cooking up some sausage of some type, however you like to. And then, you know, have some eggs. Cook the eggs in the tallow. So when you cook down this fat, it creates beef tallow. Cook the eggs in that. The eggs will absorb that fat. That's the good stuff that you want. It's that fat that creates this stuff here, which is, you know, Wagyu beef tallow. I mean, that is, and then you can cook in that right there. That's awesome. I mean, you can use every part of this. So yeah, don't throw away the fat. Don't throw away the remnants. All right. That's a lot of meat. Now I'm gonna have to figure out how to get you guys over here and get this stuff in the fridge or in the freezer, because that's a big pile here. Yeah, that's a big pile of steaks. So each one of these bags, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bags. Each one of these bags is 2 meals for me, so I eat one of these steaks. This is obviously one meal because that's one steak. That's probably just going to be today right there. I'm just going to cook those up, eat those. What I can't finish, I'll come back and I'll make those again later. But now I got to figure out what I'm going to do in the freezer here, because there's a bunch of stuff in here that really doesn't need to be in here. I don't know why. We got these frozen pizzas and these dang things are always in the way. What's up with the ice cube tray? Get away, go away. All right. So these guys are gonna have to move. There, go away. See if I can step you guys up a little bit. Kind of see. So these are all the burgers that my wife froze up the other night. Now these here, I don't know, this is some weird pizza that they got. I believe this is one of my cauliflower pizzas that I usually eat. Doesn't look so happy right now because it's been kicking around the freezer for over a month. Slide that in the box. Take that, put this in the box. Now I got all the pizzas in the box. Organic blueberries. I bought some of these before I left because I thought I was actually going to use some of them. Never did. That's solid. That is solid as well. Okay. So, these are gross and they're old. So I'm probably going to let these thaw out and feed them to the dog. Throw them somewhere else. I need to find a nice flat spot. There we go. Very nice. Wow, we're starting to look like we're like an actual carnivore now. We have like a carnivore fridge freezer thing going on here. Yeah, I can live with this. I like this. And that one can sit up front. Now we can take the pizza I don't care where it goes now, because now it, whatever. That's what we got going on in my fridge. My family eats the vegetables, broccoli, the blueberries. That was my idea. I thought I was going to use them. We got like frozen waffles that my wife made a while back. Now it's time to start cooking. Now it's time to start cooking stuff. And then hopefully I can have some food soon. I don't trust those. No, I'm gonna thaw them out. Those are dog food. You sit in there. Yep. All right. I'm gonna get this pan out. We're gonna get this sucker ripping hot. It needs to be cleaned. I don't know why it didn't get cleaned. You guys can like hang out while I get this stuff cleaned up. Alrighty. I left you guys hanging. I'm sorry. Let's see. Wow, you guys haven't said anything for a while. I got 31 people in the stream. Nobody's saying anything. Is something broken there? Did I shut things off or something by accident? Is it okay? Yeah. It's just weird. Why is that still there? Let me do this. Why can't I get rid of that? Huh. No, it's not working. There we go. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know how the settings work on everything here. For some reason, I can't remove that guy's comment. I don't know why. It's just sitting there. All right, we're getting that pan heated up. So with cast iron, literally all I do is I get the pan ripping hot. And then I get the water in my sink as hot as possible. And then I'll come over here and just clean it up. But you got to have hot in the cast iron, you know, to get everything loosened up. And you got to have this water hot. Like to the point where it starts burning your hand. And this is the scrubber I use. I got this at Cabela's. It's got little rubber on the inside and chain maul on the outside. And it works really good for cleaning the pan. And I had another scrubber here which has disappeared since I left. It was supposed to be right here. I don't know why would it disappear? You know, it's fine to throw things away, but just replace them. And if you're going to throw stuff away, maybe I just can't see it because there's too much stuff in here. Like half of this stuff just needs to come out and go away. Give me some space. All right, pan is ripping hot. I'm just going to come over here and get it cleaned out. Cast iron doesn't take a whole lot of effort to clean either. And that is pretty much it. I just got to wipe out a little bit of the moisture with a clean towel. That's it. That's all you got to do to clean cast iron. Then you can season it with whatever you want. Put it back on the heat. Let that thing get firing hot. So the burner is all the way up right now. And we're going to get ready to cook these two steaks that are sitting over there across the way. Now if you want to, you can put some tallow on here. I got some more Himalayan salt. I forgot I bought this before I left. I already had some here. We're just gonna salt up these steaks on one side. Then when I put them in the pan, I got to put them in the pan salt side down. I'm just letting these suckers just sear like really hard. And I need some tongs, because these are helpful when you're cooking steak. I don't put any other seasoning on right now. Okay, that pan is right where I want it to be. Nice and red hot. And this is all I've been doing up north. The only difference is I didn't have cast iron up north. All right. There you go, dog. You can lick that. Now, one thing I learned when I was up in Nome, when I was cooking steaks, is I'm not worried about the internal temperature anymore. I don't care how rare it is. If it gets overcooked, I'm definitely disappointed. But these steaks, these are both the end pieces off my steak. So the cut's a little weird, they're uneven. I don't care, we're getting them eaten. That's the main thing right now, is just to be able to eat the steak. And we're just gonna let these things sear for a little bit. Then I'm gonna flip it over. If I can manage it, I'm going to try to, work a little bit more on the fat. This part right here, that is a hefty piece of fat. Just pressing on it, just making sure it's got pretty even contact. Now this fat here might be a little bit of a problem, because it's really hard. It's really hard fat. I'm not too worried about it. Nope. You are not ready. Nope. You are not ready. Let's see. Here you guys are. Okay. Da 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 da. Where are my... Oh, they're right here. Got my plate ready. Now once this is all cooked, I'm just going to take some eggs and I'm going to cook it right in whatever fat is rendered in the pan. And I'm just going to use that to cook my eggs. It should be almost ready by now. Nope. What is up? I thought they would be nice and doing their thing by now, but they're not. I need to get some eggs out and get them ready. Alright. Got my new spatula toy. It matches my shirt. I like that. I can use this for my eggs. That really doesn't... I guess I didn't have the pan quite as hot as I thought it did. Yeah, that's all the way up on high. This is a gas stove, thank goodness. We're going to flip that now. I will probably return to the other side because I like to get this a lot darker. Now something me and that lady were talking about at the Natural Pantry is that when you're on a vegan diet, you kind of want less sodium. But when you're on a carnivore diet, you can just salt the heck out of everything and it just seems to work. It just seems to improve everything about your health. I heavily salt everything. I never salted anything before, because I went through years where I was told that it's not okay to put so much salt on your stuff. Cut back on the salt. It's what we used to hear all the time. Nope. How about that noise? That's great. Huh. What is going on with my thread? Is anybody still here? I mean, I haven't seen a new comment pop up in quite a while. Let's see what this does. What can I do? Huh. If anybody can make a comment, that would be great. Just anything. That would be helpful. I don't know why it's frozen with Womp Womp's last uncle touching himself. I don't know why he's fascinated with his uncle, but whatever. That just seems bizarre to me. Yeah. Huh. I don't see anything there. It just seems bizarre to me that there's like 0 comments coming through. I wonder what this button does. I've never tried this button before. It says start a poll. Let's see. Let's try that. Let's see if that works. Well, that took away all the comment thread. Weird. I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's something wrong with my stream. It just kind of all disappeared there. Oh, that smells good now. Woo! Try to cook these edges, get that fat to render down some more. I am not a professional at cooking steak, and these weren't the best steaks because they were the ends. But we're definitely eating them. There's still a lot of meat right here. Wow, that is a flimsy piece of meat that I got there. That one is really flimsy. Look how that one turned out. Not that great. Alright, I need to cook that a little bit right there. Work on that little piece. Alright. I could probably eat that entire plate there. So that's what I got going on there. This entire plate. I need to turn this heat way down. I'm gonna set off the smoke alarm. I think I got a cat outside crying. I'm not sure. I turned the pan a lot because I have an uneven stove. I wasn't smart enough to level it up before we put it in its place. I need to find a knife. This knife will work. And a fork. See how I did on the ends here. See if I got the fat to an edible point. Oh my goodness, yes. Oh yeah. That tastes so good. This is just the fat that I'm eating right here. So if you cook the fat down enough, when you put it in your mouth, it just melts. Oh. That's so delicious. I'm not even into the meat yet. Well, I don't know how my eggs are going to work. They're not coming loose like they did yesterday. I did this yesterday without a problem. I wonder if this is going to melt. I hope it doesn't. That would be really annoying. I mean, like, who would make a spatula that would melt when you're trying to cook? Alright, we are lacking. I got baking grease somewhere. There we go. I need to cook more bacon because we were like almost out of bacon grease. Just get that bacon grease around the egg. Then everything should start to agree with me. Maybe, if I'm lucky. Okay. I broke a yolk already. Okay, this little spatula that I bought wasn't the best idea. I thought it would be a lot better, but it's a little weird. And now I can roll you if I'm lucky. Yep, you're not going to help me out either, are you? This egg over here was a disaster. And I don't care, because we're still going to eat it. We'll make it work. Call that one done. Whoa, making a mess. Shut the heat off. Just be happy that I have some eggs on there. It's not the prettiest, definitely not the prettiest attempt, and that's always what happens when I try to do anything on camera. I tend to have issues in the kitchen. Gonna head on over here. I'm gonna start munching on this. I need to get some water. Cold water. Okay. Then we're gonna go over and eat some steak. So yeah, I'm pretty disappointed that I deleted my entire weight loss video footage. That was really disappointing. It just happened like an hour or two ago. I was like, really? And I sat there thinking about it because I was just trying to get the camera ready for something else, and I forgot I didn't download the footage. I didn't take it off my camera. But yes, breakfast, lunch, and dinner all in the same spot. This looks amazing. Nicely cooked. Wow. This is a very oddly cut end. So part of it's thick. There's another part over here that's really thin. Man, this is delicious. And I don't know why I can't see any of the comments. What happened? What did I do? There's nothing there. Huh. What happened here? Top messages, show all messages. Let's try that. I don't know. There it is. What? Oh my goodness. What did I do? I must have hit a button. Aha. Dude has never had some. You don't need cooking oil to cook fatty red meat. You don't need cooking oil at all. You get the oil from the fat itself. No, I don't need help. Then you decide that you were gay. I haven't been gay my entire life, but I appreciate you letting me know you're. Wow, people. Oh, we've been there the whole time. Wow, that's crazy. That's awesome. I couldn't see anything. I got 33 votes on the poll. That's awesome. Weird. I usually don't have that much participation in anything I do. But that's so strange. I don't know what I did. I did something, and then the chat just froze. So if I missed anybody's questions, or whoever was trying to pick on me or make fun of me, you're gonna have to do it over again, because it looks like there was a lot of stuff going on there. I just didn't have time. So about everything on this plate right now, this is approximately 2,000 calories. This is literally all I would have to eat for one day. And I wouldn't have to eat again until tomorrow at about the same time. But it's the weekend, so you never know what I'm going to get into on the weekends. And I don't particularly worry too much on the weekends, but I'm trying to stick out this beef, butter, bacon, and egg challenge, through its entirety. And so, just because things have been getting better, like without any effort, like losing 5 pounds of weight per week, just eating stuff like this seemed totally opposite than what I was taught. It was like, oh, you shouldn't eat the fat. It's going to make you fatter. No, that's not what happens. Yes, good stuff. Here, hit another button. Yes, breakfast for dinner. Sunshine. A little chewy. Yeah, so this is ribeye. This is ribeye I just cut up. If you guys weren't here to watch that part of it, these are just the ends. So this is the first time I ever had a big chunk of ribeye, and I'm guessing this is probably what I'm going to do the next time that I have it. And I'm going to try to, trim the ends, and then have the weird ends are just going to be the first thing I'm going to eat. That way, when I get into my regular steaks, it's more consistent meals. And I know my family's going to want some too. So yeah, they're probably not going to want it as rare as I like it, because if it's almost crawling off the plate, it's perfect. It just needs to be seared on all sides. That's the only thing I require. But yeah, I like it nice and pink. It keeps it tender, keeps it juicy. Now the eggs just add another level of complexity. And then that salt. Yeah, it just makes it so good. And then if you want to add a little bit of garlic flavor, just get the Redmond's real salt, garlic salt. This stuff's pretty good. The only problem is it's solid in there, so I gotta bang it out. I don't know why this particular salt does that. But it still tastes good. Nice chunk of fat there. Now, if the fat doesn't melt in your mouth and it's just really, really hard to chew, don't keep fighting it. You know, maybe give that piece to the dog. That just means you need to cook it, to cook the fat portion of it a little bit longer, because the fat should just about melt in your mouth when you eat one of these steaks. It's almost like a meaty, salty, buttery sensation, almost like a chewing gum type sensation I get in my mouth. What's going on, little Peter?
Hi.
What are you doing?
Coming home from Raiders practice. Oh.
How did that go?
Good. We got second place for KetoVore.
Oh, right on. Well, that's good to hear. You got your mom a new phone.
You did?
Yeah, I went to that same store.
What'd you get her?
The same store me and you went to.
No, what'd you get her?
Same phone.
Oh, same phone.
Mm-hmm. They just happen to have the same one right there.
Nice.
So it all worked out. Now she's got a lot more storage space and a lot better cameras. She's been working with her old cell phone, which is the one I could just replace. It was just, the camera was horrible. Horrible quality, everything about it. You can use some chili sauce. Actually, I'm not doing any sauces for a while. I fought with sauces. When I started, I was like, it's just like when you're eating salads. It's like telling a person that eats a lot of salads with ranch dressing or whatever on top, you just stop eating it with salad dressing. That was hard. So I was like into the barbecue sauces, and then I was into a lot of the hot sauces. I was trying those. I got like 4 or 5 different hot sauces hidden over here. And then my wife bought me this like variety pack of little tiny hot sauce bottles to try. You know, habanero has always been one of my favorite peppers. I love a good habanero sauce. Tabasco's nice. The habanero Tabasco is good. The smoked Tabasco is really nice. Oh yeah, that little bit of garlic on top gives it a nice flavor. I mean, if you cook your steak right, if you overcook your steak, you take like all the juices out. But if you cook your steak right with enough salt and you cook your fat down enough to it makes its own steak sauce, like on the bottom of the plate, and it's delicious. This is why I don't like overcooked steaks. I've never liked an overcooked steak. So like over here, I got a bunch of juice, that's coming out of the steak. It's all full of fat and it's all full of salt. It's delicious. Oh yeah. Good solid bite. Now the egg I cooked in the fat remnants from cooking the fat down on the steak, so it absorbs all the extra fat in the pan. So there's like next to no fat left in the pan. And then I'll give the remainder to my dog. And then we fire the pan up, get it scalding hot, and then we'll clean it out again. And it'll be good to go for the next time. Oh, look at that. Boom. You see that? That was magical. Where that yolk just broke all over everything. That's sauce in itself right there. This is why I like my eggs, kind of over easy. I get disappointed when I break the yolks, because then you don't get all that yummy flavor right there. The only seasoning I really use is salt. I did put a little bit of this on there. This is technically season 2. The garlic salt, Redmond's real salt, garlic salt. That is a bone. There was a little chunk of bone in there. I'm checking my teeth to make sure it wasn't a tooth. That would have been something. That'd be something, huh? That was like part of my tooth. But that can happen anytime you're eating animal products. You could get a little trace piece of bone in there, or just from the butchering process. Yep, I think all my teeth are intact. Yep, good. The only reason I worry about that is because this one tooth up front, I had some dental work done, and this piece of bone looks like it could have possibly been, you know, part of that. That'd be horrible. I mean, yeah, that'd be horrible. Because getting dental work done up here in Alaska is a pain in the butt. You know, especially when it comes to like facials. You know, facial dental work. I'm gonna try this little thin piece of steak over here. This is on the other steak that I made. Now, because it's so thin, it's kind of overcooked. So it's a lot like eating a piece of beef jerky. But it's got a lot of flavor still. It's got a lot of fat. It's got a lot of the egg yolk. And since I started with the bigger steak first and a lot of the juices came out, now they're puddled up on my plate. I mean, it's just like, you know, I'm swimming in butter. It's almost that sensation of eating like lobster, you know, just drowning in butter. Oh, that's what I forgot to pick up at Costco. I was going to buy shrimp. So apparently Costco's got a, you know, pretty good deal on frozen shrimp, but I rarely go to the frozen food aisle. I walk into Costco. The first stop I get is Chomps. Then I pick up some of these things, you know, these. And then after that, I'm heading straight back to the meat section to buy stuff like this. You know, sometimes I'll get some eggs, some cheese. If I buy cheese at all on the carnivore diet, I found out that the white cheeses, like mozzarella, provolone, American cheese is technically not a cheese. That's not really a cheese. But a lot of the white cheeses work really well. I don't know why, what the difference is between the white cheeses. If I get cheddar or something like that, my weight just stalls. And I don't feel so good. Might want to see what it's putting in your nitrous. If your dentist is giving you pain. Yeah, that's true, Tom. Harold. Yeah, Harold, that's basically what I've been doing is beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. So the bacon part, not so much. I don't like a lot of pork. I will have some bacon at some point, but I only had bacon like early on in the first week when I was gone. And then I just kind of like, because I'm in a remote location in Alaska in somebody else's kitchen, I didn't want to have a bunch of bacon grease dirtying up somebody else's kitchen. That's a mess. I mean, it would have been nice if we were in a camp environment that actually provided breakfast with some bacon, you know, some eggs and bacon. I would have been wrecking those every single day. And then I would have had to go out and find my own steak, I guess, because I don't know what I would have done. Because all those years that I worked up on the North Slope, and I try to, you know, think back on it, I was like, man, how would I have ever done the carnivore diet, you know, on the North Slope? Because they don't really have steak all the time. They don't really have a lot of meat options. You know, they're just available. So occasionally, I think it was on Fridays, they would have a prime rib night. That was good. You know, that was one of those nights that everybody in the oil field would go down and get food. Mm-hmm. It's so funny too because this doesn't taste like it should be healthy. It just tastes almost like a dessert now because I've been doing it for so long. You know, I've been doing at least a minimum of a meat-based diet for over a year, and this is just this has just been pretty amazing. And then to go away for like 3 weeks and then come back and find out I lost all that weight. Yeah, I lost about 16 to 17 pounds while I was gone, and no. I mean, it was enough that it was noticeable to my kids when I got home. Fluffy's going to struggle in here. What did Fluffy do? Whoa, we got 71 votes. Nice. That's the first time I ever did a poll. I didn't even know you could do a poll. I was starting to mess with these buttons here. I don't know where the elk would be. We got a lot of animals here in Alaska we can hunt. We can hunt moose, we can hunt caribou, reindeer, kind of two of the same animal. But I don't know what the difference is. You know, caribou, reindeer, it's the same thing. But we got like doll sheep that, you know, run around the mountainsides. You can hunt those. You can hunt bear. You gotta be careful with bear because bear can eat you. If you don't kill a bear at first and then it's charging, those bears pack a lot of energy. They don't slow down. Just because you shoot it doesn't mean it's falling down dead. It's still coming at you at 100 miles an hour. All that momentum does not stop just because you shoot it. I do not swim, not anymore. I used to when I was younger. Let's see, Stanford, how many meals a day? I only eat one. So this will be probably my only meal for the day. And that's it until tomorrow. And then tomorrow, I'll make another ribeye steak. I'll have some more eggs. If I should happen to snack at all, you know, it's like a beef stick, a healthy type beef stick. I mean, I don't get ferociously hungry like I used to, because after a while, once you become fat adapted, that changes. You're not like all the time, like, I have to eat, I have to snack, I have to eat. And it was always the snacks that really got me. Like, I was always like, oh, I need to eat another snack. I need to eat this. I need to eat that. And it was all those little bitty unhealthy choices that equaled up to a lot of really bad things. So yeah, $200. Peter, are you in the bathroom? Oh, well, I need you. I need you to come out here. So what is it? $200 divided by what? 15 steaks? How much is that? I can't use my calculator because I'm using my phone for the live stream. Yeah, turkey doesn't have enough fat, unfortunately. So I stay away from a lot of the birds. Chicken, I can handle a little bit of chicken. But if I eat turkey meat, I got to add something in that's, you know, you got to eat the dark meat. Turkey fat is absolutely gross. Chicken fat is disgusting. So I have to substitute the fat from somewhere else. Okay, that's about $13, $14 per steak out of a $200 steak. That's not too bad. Oh no, to reconnecting. Greeting from the Arctic Circle. Frozen Roses. Hey, I was just up in Nome. Just a few days ago. I just got back. This is like my first real day off since I've been back. We were up there working the entire time on gigantic gravel pad project. I only drink black coffee in the morning. That's the only time I have coffee throughout my day. Sometimes it's 1, maybe 2 cups of coffee. Then I'm out the door. That's typically about the end of my coffee. So I don't go to the convenience stores. There's nothing in a convenience store for me these days. I have no reason to even walk in there. I pack my own water when I go to work. I make my own electrolytes. I try to do everything on a budget. And I understand that not everybody can just take $200 and go buy a big chunk of ribeye steak and then cut it up. But since I tried this, and I figured out how to do it in Nome, and I figured out the math, it's extremely affordable. I mean, it's the most affordable way to do it, because this is literally all I'm going to eat willingly and like it. Because once I get full on this, my stomach slowly digests the meat and it digests the fat. I get the energy from all the fat. I get a lot of the electrolyte benefits from the salt. I get testosterone benefits from the eggs. It balances my hormones. Oh, I was wanting you to divide like $209 by 15. I think somebody already did it, but it's like $13 or 14-ish.
Almost 14.
Almost 14? Okay, that's not bad. So all of my steaks are about $14 per steak. They're all various sizes. I didn't have them cut all evenly. That's a pretty good deal. Now, some of these ribeye steaks you see at the store, they're like $25, $30 at times. I used to drink when I was a lot younger. I haven't drank in years. I don't see the reason for it anymore. And for those that are drinking and trying to do the carnivore diet and trying to lose weight, it seems like drinking causes a lot of problems, because it makes most of your body rather inconsistent. It doesn't know what's going on half the time. It just makes it harder. It doesn't make it impossible, because I know a lot of healthy people that are out drinking, that go out drinking. So it is possible. But it makes things a lot harder, especially if you're morbidly obese trying to get to the other end of the spectrum. There we go. Man, this is amazing. It probably looks like a mess, but it's amazing. I feel like a fat kid in a candy store. And I'm getting smaller because of it. The humor. It's so weird. So steak, in my opinion, is better. And from the debate between ground beef is ground beef. But when you cook ground beef, you're cooking a lot of the fat out. When you're cooking a steak, it kind of holds on to the fat. It doesn't lose a lot of the fat content because it's attached to it. You got a lot of the connective tissue, especially in a ribeye steak, that connects the sections together. That's where you're getting a lot of your collagen from. I mean, so it really starting to make sense now. It's like every time I eat another steak, I'm like just looking at it and like cogs are turning in my mind, and I'm starting to understand things that I never understood in the first place. Let's see, Carnivore Alaska. I know my comment had been spaced, but I am a legit fan, and I mentioned something about hearing better, and I responded. I felt the same at one point. I'd love to be friends right now. Hey there, Alex. I don't know if you live in Anchorage or not. I live in Anchorage, but I'm eating carnivores all over Alaska. I really didn't find or run into too many up in Nome. I had a coworker that was really well versed in the carnivore diet, because I believe him and his mother were doing it. At minimum, his mother was doing it, but he knew a lot about it, most likely from his mother. and he was telling me stories about how he watched his mom just go from one aspect all the way to another aspect of health, like quickly, without a lot of effort. Kind of similar to what I've been doing. I don't go to the gym, I don't lift weights, I don't work out, but I'm getting leaner. I'm starting to see definition in places I haven't seen definition in years because everything was round. Unfortunately, I got the boob sag, but that's going to be a thing. If I want to remedy this right here, the jiggle there, I'm going to have to start pushing that floor away or pushing some things up above my chest. Push away sports. It helps for, building the pectorals up. I'm not there yet. I don't want to do it yet. I'm still seeing how far I can go down with little to no exercise. And I believe I can get all the way down to 235. That was my original goal weight, is 235. And if I can't, well, then I'll start doing a little bit of exercise to get myself down there. And then I don't know what I'm going to do once I hit my goal weight of 235 pounds. Right now, I'm like, I think I'm less than 40 pounds away. And I've been known to drop anywhere from 7 to 8 pounds a week. At some points, I had a few weeks where I dropped 14 pounds. My best ever week was 30 pounds in 1 week, but that was when I got started. That's when I had all that water weight on my body. Yeah. I'm starting to get full. But this piece over here, it's a different thickness, so it's like constantly tempting me to come back to it. So it's like the one piece was nice and thick and juicy. This one's a little firmer. But yeah, look at all that juice the steak makes. I mean, it makes its own steak sauce. And if you have it salted up enough, it makes something similar to A1 steak sauce just right on your plate, and you don't have to have all that extra stuff, all the extra ingredients. I never did read the ingredients on a bottle of A1 to see exactly what was in there. Or I did and I forgot. Maybe I read it, saw something I didn't like. That's why I forgot it. I just blocked it out of my memory because I saw something I didn't like. But yeah, my hearing did definitely improve. I don't know why. The doctors don't know why either. They can only speculate. They couldn't really come up with a explanation as to why it could even possibly happen. But yeah, it just went from, I was just about deaf, couldn't hear anything in the room. And I used to tell my son, he just passed us by here a little bit ago, all the time, speak up, speak up, speak up. I mean, he does talk low, but he was talking so low you couldn't hear him. It was so quiet. Wow. This is just about the perfect amount. I don't think I can finish all that fat. Usually when I start eating a steak, I usually start going to the fat first. I try to find the softer, melt in your mouth type fat. And then I work my way around the steak, eventually getting all the bits and parts that I like to get. Oh, these eggs, man. Even when I ate burgers, I liked over easy eggs on my burgers because when you pop that yolk, it just adds another level of flavor. And then sometimes I'd go, like for a solid week, all I want is scrambled eggs. I just about picked all the meat off of this steak. That is a big chunk of fat right there. My dog is going to appreciate that. I gotta. Oh, it's starting to not taste so good anymore because I've been eating so much. I'm getting to that point where my flavor profile is saying it's okay to stop. You've had enough. And we're like almost down to the end of this steak and its usefulness. Yep. Couple more bites and we're going to call that good. All right, I gave in. If I had a towel, I'd throw it in. The dog. Come here, dog. Wow. That was amazing. Okay, so who's doing what today? Anybody doing anything fun? Yeah, that steak was awesome, Barry. I mean, yeah, it's a way of life now. I mean, after I fully transitioned into the carnivore diet, I mean, it's just such a, it's like, why would I want to eat a lot of the stuff that I used to eat? So there's a bunch of stuff I see, and I'm just like, oh, no, gross. And you kind of get that way after a while. Now, some people think it's like fat shaming when you tell them they're eating garbage food, but that's not fat shaming. You're telling them they're eating garbage food because you care about them. Yeah, so you see somebody eating garbage food and you actually love them, that's your family member, you care about them, tell them they're eating garbage food. Like, what are you doing to yourself? And then when they start complaining about their size, weight, figure, remind them, hey, we had this discussion already. You've been eating crap, little crap. I mean, when you take that many ingredients and you mash it all into one glob, that's literally poo. Poo. Why? Why did we eat so much poo over the years? Is what I'm wondering. I can take one of these now. I hope these work. Little capsule, some powder inside. Pop. Ooh, they got a flavor. Oh, don't do that. Whoa. So this is magnesium glycinate. It's supposed to help me with my leg cramps. And I let it sit in my mouth instead of just popping it in and swallowing it. There is like an overtone that goes in your mouth when you put one of these in your mouth. It's pretty potent. I can't remember. There was another medication I had many years ago that was similar to that experience. It says 4 capsules. Servings per container, 45. Huh. 180 capsules. So 4 capsules per serving. Huh. I was thinking just 1 capsule. And it's 10 calories per like, who cares? It's like chewing gum. People counting chewing gum calories. Calories are so irrelevant, especially when you just ate a whole plate full of steak and all fatty red meat. Calories don't matter anymore. I don't count calories anymore. I stopped counting calories because I found out it was ridiculous. It was pointless. I don't do macros because I don't care. I don't even know what a macro is specifically. My D3s, how many of these am I supposed to take a day? Serving size, 1 soft gel. That's 1,000 IUs. So, whatever. I usually take 3, but in this case, I'll take 2. Now, the nice lady at Natural Pantry was talking about D3 supplements. She also said it is possible. I haven't researched it myself, but I believe her because she had so much factual information at the tip of her tongue just about the products alone. I highly doubt she was trying to, pull one over on me, but she said you can actually eat, too much vitamin D3. You got to be careful with certain supplements and don't overdo them. Because I've heard recommendations of people to take, up to 10,000. I use at times, but I'm not sure if that's like a person on person basis or just a carnivore type basis, or where it falls. I would have to look into that a lot further. And right now I just don't worry too much about stuff like that. But my point is that, yeah, if you're taking, like one vitamin or two, but like this one says take four, when I normally took one or two of the other type, and this is a totally different type of magnesium that I'm taking here. It says take four. We're going to try that out. I'm just curious to see if I have leg cramps tonight. And if this helps with the leg cramps, then I'll talk more about this product and maybe find out some more about this product. But my biggest thing today was when I went shopping, I was trying to find items that were as clean as I could possibly find, even if they were vegetable based. But I was trying to find clean products for people on a budget, people that need, some of the best products, and they're not looking to spend, $100 on a bottle of 180 capsules. I don't recommend anybody go out there and do that. You're just making whoever made those pills a little bit richer every day. Granted, this person's making a profit too, but my point is that that's a lot of money. $90 for a tub of powder is a lot of money. And then it's just like it's a lot of money for ribeye. I spent $200 on a big giant piece of ribeye, which is a lot of money. But I break those chunks down individually into 15 different meals. That's not as much money when you look at it that way. So that makes more sense to buy your steak in bulk, buy your meat in bulk. And you guys, if you were here, you watched the process. I just cut the steaks and I put two in a Ziploc bag and in the freezer, and I cooked the ends. That was what I just ate. Cooked the ends, had a couple eggs. It was pretty easy. Oh. Ah. Oh, that. What is in this besides magnesium? Is there something weird in here? It says magnesium from glycinate, 350 milligrams, 83%. Oh, there's some black pepper extract in here? What? Why would you do that? There's only 5 milligrams of black pepper extract, so that's a forgivable amount. I don't know why they have black pepper extract and magnesium glycinate, but this, like I said, it came from a vegan type store, but they also had amazing carnivore options in this store. I was like, wow, they have carnivore options in the store. That blew me away. And it wasn't just carnivore options, it was a known brand, bovine. They're a known brand. They do a lot of research and a lot of different funding goes into the products that they provide. And I was like, wow, I'm surprised to see that on the shelf. There were other products there too, less recognizable names. But I was just fascinated. Like, you have something I recognize in this store, and everybody in town kind of calls it the uppity yuppity vegan store. It is what it is. But they provide they're well-rounded store. They provide a lot of health products and just healthy type eating. They also have unhealthy options in there too. But the store isn't overly swarmed like Walmart or one of the local grocery stores with just unhealthy products at every turn. Like you turn an end cap and you see cupcakes. You go the other way, you see chocolate chip cookies, and then you see donuts, and then you see bread, and then you see all the frozen ice cream, and then yeah, they have some of that stuff in there, but the store isn't overly consumed with it, which makes it almost nice. So when you're browsing and you're picking up stuff, just random, picking up random stuff, you can sit there and get a little education while you're in the store. That was nice. Let's see, according to Ken Berry, you really shouldn't need to take supplements if you're eating enough meat until you're full. Well, now, there's the thing, Barry. It's not a right or wrong type answer. If you're eating enough meats, but you also need to be eating the organ meats. So if you're doing a nose to tail type situation, Dr. Berry's absolutely right, because the organ meats fall in there with the vitamins and nutrition as well. That way you don't become vitamin deficient in any area. If you can add sardines, that's even better. But for the most part, in every given diet on the planet, there's some sort of deficiency, because Alaska doesn't have a lot of what is it? Anyways, whatever you get from the sun. And that's why we have to take vitamin D3, because we don't have a lot of sunshine up here in the wintertime. We have really dark winters. So we have to get a lot more omega-3s through supplement or eating a lot more fish. Now that's the way we can get more omega-3s is eating a lot more fish. But if we don't have a good year of fishing, we have to find our omega-3s at another source. So that's where, there is no perfect diet out there. We're always going to be lacking in some areas. The body is pretty well versed in how it's going to manage itself. So it does pretty good for a long period of time with a certain malnourishment type situation. The only thing is it doesn't survive forever in a malnourished type situation where one vitamin or the other is lacking. Now on the carnivore diet, I don't worry about B12. One of those vitamins, I don't care about B12. My blood work shows my B12 like up in the red because all I eat is meat. And that was on a meat-based diet. So I wasn't even 100% carnivore yet. And my B12s were like way up there. So, I mean, it's just good stuff to know. It's good stuff to talk about. I love the conversation. I mean, the conversation aspects around all of this. It's just been amazing. You're eating for about $15 or less per day, which is fantastic. That's right around where I want it to be. Because when I was in Nome, I think I was guessing around $25. And that's with the eggs. And that's also with the butter I purchased. I didn't really use much. I didn't even finish that butter because we got called out of there so quickly. And then I have the reindeer sausage. So yeah, approximately $25, $26 a day. It was definitely under $30 a day. And for Nome, Alaska, that was pretty affordable. I thought that was pretty darn good because I wasn't buying all the extra stuff. Now my roommates, they went hog wild on groceries. I mean, them guys, because every two grocery bags you had in your hand, like there's $50, there's $50. Sometimes there's like $75, $85. You're looking at $140 in two hands. That was anybody that walked in and out of that store. And then if they were buying a lot of overly processed foods, which tend to just be in, they're smaller amounts, but they're in bigger packages. Have you noticed the cereal boxes? So they make them thin. The cereal boxes, they make them thin and they make them tall to give the illusion of you're getting more. And people fall for it all the time. I mean, they're making the cereal boxes smaller. They've been changing the size of the cereal box the last 3 years. I mean, there are just so many different dimensions to the previous cereal boxes, and they're doing it on purpose to see who's, buying what, because it's just like when you're picking your favorite slice of pizza. For those of us who eat pizza, we typically eyeball the pizza for our favorite slice. We're looking for texture, we're looking for cheese quality, we're looking for ingredients, toppings, and we're also looking for size in a lot of cases. Sometimes we're looking for a smaller slice, sometimes we're looking for a bigger slice. The same thing goes into the marketing strategy that goes around the type of box you purchase or the type of bag that you're going to be most likely to purchase. And if you're impulse buying, that's where they get most of their data from, is the impulse buyers that just randomly pick up stuff because like, oh, that's pretty, it's pink, I'm buying it, that type of stuff. Or yeah, they just see something and they're like, yeah, I just gotta have it. I don't need it, I gotta have it. Similar to that blue spatula because it matched my shirt. I just saw it and I was like, that was an impulse. I was like, oh, cool, there's a blue spatula. It might work, it might really suck, but I don't care, I'm just gonna buy it because I don't know, I want it. And I just spent way too much money on vitamins and meat and a cell phone and yeah, crazy stuff. Let's see, I visited my new friend in his apartment. He told me to make myself at home, so I threw him out. I hate having visitors. That is good. I like you. I like you already. You're my peoples. Akil. That's funny too, that name. You say that right. And Akil. That's good. Let's see. Typical. It is going pretty good. I mean, my life's improving. The people I've been talking to are just honestly fascinated with my progress in this weight loss journey. Like, you're like, really? Less than a year and a half, you lost over 160 some pounds and no exercise. And that fascinates me too. I mean, when I hear it, I almost don't believe it at times. Somebody just sent me a message. I don't even know who that person is. So now when people send me stuff on Facebook, like friend requests, I go to their Facebook page and I look at it. Now, if there are people that are posting just random nonsense about, pictures of before and after weight loss and they're trying to promote a product, I just delete them. I don't need that stuff in my life, because you don't need that stuff in your life either. The stuff you need in your life is like, hey, this is the easiest way to lose weight. You don't have to put in any effort. And if you're morbidly obese, it's the safest way to start losing weight so you can get to a lighter weight where it's easier and you're not going to get injured when you exercise. Now, that was my biggest thing. When I used to watch The Biggest Loser and I used to see them exercising, I was just, kind of sitting there cringing. I was like, dude, they are not in the right physical shape, status, or anything, mental state even, to be exercising like they're exercising. And that was a crazy contest of just losing weight. It had nothing to do with being healthy or not. The Biggest Loser had nothing to do with health. It had to do with weight drop. Just drop the weight. We don't care if you're healthy doing it. We need you to drop more weight. If you want to stay in this contest, you got to do this, this, and this, and then drop the weight. I can't imagine what those people went through. And then I just happened to have one of the Biggest Losers contestants is on my Facebook page. I just found it the other day. And the only reason I found it by accident was because I recognized her from Todd at Carnivore Cure's interview. I mean, because he did an interview with this gal that was on The Biggest Loser. And I found that fascinating. I was like, wow, that was one of the best interviews I ever saw. She did such a great interview talking about her experience on The Biggest Loser. And it was so interesting because I was at that age where we were fascinated by watching it. And I wasn't morbidly obese at that time. I was like, oh, I'm never going to get like that. And I got that way. A lot of us did. It kind of sneaks up on you over time. You're just like, yeah, I'm never going to be that fat truck driver. And guess what? You're going to be that truck driver at some point. And then you're going to need a little bit of assistance trying to get going the other way. Either that or you're just going to be such a medical wreck that you can't fix yourself. That's almost where I was. I mean, there were some situations there where I could have been unfixable, and I think I avoided a lot of them. I know some permanent damage is done. There's going to be excess skin. It's going to be harder to do certain types of things, but now I'm able to move, flex around, do stuff. That's good, man. Keep that up, and it's not easy, but it's progress. Well, actually, it hasn't been really hard. But I think the hardest part is when you hit that wall of the weight loss stall. Psychologically, that messes you up. I was a disaster for 3 months. I was a hot mess. I was like a hormonal pregnant woman without pickles and ice cream. Hot mess. I mean, I was just such a mess. I'm still posting videos. I'm still hanging in there. I'm trying to find interesting things to talk about. And I'm not feeling like I'm interesting. But the crew hung around. The followers I already had, they were there. They were helping me. They were reassuring me, hey, just keep trying, keep sticking with it. And if they weren't there, pushing me along, sending me random messages or emails or postcards in the mail to cheer me up, I think I would have reversed and gone completely backwards, because it's so easy to put an emotional spiral on your own health and go the wrong way, like really quick. You feel that comment? That would kill, yeah. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I should really cut the stream here. You guys have been amazing. I've been yapping for over 2 hours. You saw everything I bought at Costco today. We talked a little bit about the vitamins and nutrients I picked up. Thank you, Sunshine Alaska, for recommending me to go to Natural Pantry today. And whenever I'm in town, and Anchorage is town, I'd like to go to Costco Business Center, and I like to pick up some things. I always like to add to my salt collection. Anybody else have a salt collection? I mean, I love salt. Himalayan salt's one of my favorite. It's pretty good. And buying a big slab of meat, cooking up some steaks, and hanging out with you guys just makes my day kind of extra special. Because, like I said, I was going to upload another weight loss video, a more detailed version of what happened in Nome, and I deleted it off my camera. That means I got to start over if I'm going to do it at all. So, I don't know what I'm going to do at this point. I still have to get up on the roof and work on some stuff, try to fix a leak that's been a problem in the wintertime. Just over the entryway, over the doorway, it likes to leak in between the two structures. It's a pain. I don't think I'll ever find a permanent solution because everything, the ground moves here. Yeah, I tried vegan, bro. Jim, I totally did. It didn't provide me weight loss. It provided me a lot of problems. Um, and some of us are like that. I'm not against being a vegan. I had an interesting conversation with the lady at the store, and she was very open-minded about both aspects, vegan and carnivore, because we both have a lot of similarities. One eats meat, the other one just doesn't eat animal products. But we're still striving for the same goal, which is less seed oils. Automatically, you're trying to get away from a lot of the seed oils and overly processed foods. Yeah, neither one of us believe in that. There is a common ground between carnivores and vegans. And I believe that's it right there. I mean, that just makes talking with one another so much easier because most vegans I know, they're extremely hormonal. They get offended really easy. I remember when I was doing the vegan diet, I was that way. Also, with the standard American diet, your brain gets a little cuckoo. When you're just eating sugary products and drinking soda, you do not think clearly, and you think you're thinking clearly. And for those of us that think clearly and we're watching it, we're like, oh, you're just going to walk away now. But yeah, I hope you guys get my point there. I'm not against the vegan diet. I'm not against vegetarians. I'm just against what vegetables do to me. Because over process and elimination, I have found out what does what to me now. And yeah, I just avoid things that make me feel like crap. So yeah, everybody, I hope you have a blessed life. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I appreciate everybody that came and hung out with me today. I mean, we still got 33 people in the stream. I'm just about ready to keep on going and let this battery die. But I do have other projects. I have other stuff I need to do on the honeydew list, which is my own honeydew list, and get stuff done around the house. It's been incredibly busy, and this has been my first official day off in the last 3.5, 4 weeks. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day. Probably going to lay down and watch some Netflix for a little while. There's a lot of new shows that have been on lately that have come on Netflix, and I don't even like Netflix because they just play a lot of old stuff and they just change thumbnails to make you want to click on old stuff. I don't like that strategy. I think that's a bad idea. But okay, guys, God bless. If you need help losing weight, please subscribe to the channel. Check me out. I just try to be honest, realistic, talking English, and just explain what I do from week to week to hopefully help you guys understand how easy it is to lose weight with little to no exercise. So, all right, I'm going to fumble my way out of there. You take care of the wandering native. Hi, Dad. Hey, how you doing? Everybody have a blessed night. Done.